What's up, everybody? All right. Sorry, it was like lagging for a second. I want to make sure I was doing this in the right group and such. But no, I have about 15 minutes in here between calls, so I wanted to jump in. I asked you guys, I believe it was yesterday, to talk about or ask different topics or struggles that you have. I was going to make an in-depth video on it, but it was kind of crickets for you guys, so I figured, you know, I'll talk about what I want to talk about that I think is useful. So the topic today is around alcohol and fitness. This is a question that we get a lot from people that reach out and clients. And I believe I made a post here a while back on my Instagram with different things that I've kind of changed my opinion on over the years, changed my perspective, if you will. So I used to think that you could still have a couple drinks Friday, Saturday night and still get in phenomenal shape. And I still believe that to be true, but I'll keep it really simple. Obviously, alcohol is a poison for the body. There's really no benefits or pros that it comes to alcohol. And what I've seen is we work with so many clients and so many, people that have very stressful jobs. They're working 70, 80 hours a week. They're under a lot of, stress, demand, pressure, right? Every single year in the corporate world, it's like, hey, we want you to do more with less type of thing. And a lot of people will use alcohol as an escape. It works when you've had a really long week and it's a Friday at 4 or 5 o'clock and you uncork the bottle of wine or you pour yourself the glass of whiskey or crack open a beer. You escape that stress. You escape that pressure for a little bit, temporary, right? It numbs that. And then what happens is you wake up Saturday morning after 3 or 4 drinks, you don't feel as great, you don't work out, your nutrition is crap because you slept like crap, right? So two things here. Number one, what I would tell you is if you have a fitness goal that you're pursuing and you want to cut alcohol out completely during a certain time frame, you will get to your goal much quicker. Now, if you're like, "Hey, Bo," and this is a conversation I have quite often with clients and people who come into our program, I'm like, if you do not want to give up alcohol, if you still want to have a couple drinks Friday, Saturday night and such, that's totally fine. You're a grown ass man or a grown ass woman, but just know it's going to take a little bit longer for you to get to your health and fitness goals. There are more nuances than that, but to keep it very black and white, that's kind of how I truly look at it. But that said, like I haven't drank now for over 2 months, and I shared this with our clients like 2 weeks ago. And oftentimes, I'm very obsessive as far as optimizing every area of my life, but especially health and fitness. And I wear a band that tracks my sleep, my stress levels. I'm somewhat of a nerd when it comes to performance and optimization. And I'm always trying new things. Like, how can I optimize this better? How can I make progress here? And I recognized having some conversations with clients where maybe I wouldn't label them as alcoholics, but maybe drinking too much. It kind of caused me to reflect on my alcohol. Why do I drink? And it was the same for a lot of people. I had a long week where maybe got no showed for calls or dealing with this, managing employees. When you have a team of 15 people, like there's a lot of stress. I'm super grateful for what I do and the freedom and flexibility that comes along with that. But like our clients, I tend to put a lot of stress and pressure on myself as well, and I set a bar higher for me than anybody else sets forth for me. So I realized, 5, 6 o'clock on a Friday after a really long week, like I'd pour myself, home field advantage whiskey pour at home and, have one or two like old fashions or have a couple IPAs, craft beers. And I just started to think about it like, why am I doing like I don't need this and stuff. And then I wake up Saturday, I'm 33. As you get older, you don't metabolize things as fast. So like the hangover is real even after a couple drinks versus college. I could play. I remember one night playing beer pong with a buddy, and we finished a 30 rack of Bush Light between the two of us in like 3 hours, and I woke up at 6 a.m. the next day to go to baseball weightlifting training and practice, and I was fine. I would be dead if I tried that now. Um, but I just noticed I'd wake up Saturday and Sunday and not feel 100%. My workouts would suffer, and it's just like this is stupid. And I was working with one client in particular where I said, "Hey, I'm gonna cut it out. You cut it out. We'll both hold each other accountable." And I've done it for 60 days. I thought it'd be harder than it has been. It really hasn't been that difficult. I even went to my sister's wedding like a month and a half ago, and um, now I say that I understand. For me, I do, but I don't. I've really made progress in my life caring about what other people think. I don't really fall under peer pressure. So when I'm in like a wedding setting and someone's like, "Hey, Bo, you gonna take? Here's the champagne," or "Hey, do you want a drink?" I don't really. That's not something I haven't struggled with for a long time. Is saying no, and I know you might not be the same. So I just kind of want to. When I say it's been easy, I do want to preface by saying that. So, but that said, I'm sometimes the guinea pig, and I did this for my clients a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Hey, let me try this." For some of you that are maybe thinking about it, but you're not ready to make the change, let me gather the data for what I've seen personally, and then I'll share the outcomes or what I've noticed, and then, give you the data, and then you can use it how you wish. So I know that was a long rant, but here's what I've noticed. A few areas of my life here. So I sit here today. I don't know if I'll ever drink again, based on how much better my life is overall from a big picture here in just a couple months. Like it's wild. I did not think it would be this big of a difference because, like I said, I wasn't drinking anything crazy. Probably not even as much as many of you or like a normal person, but it was 2 or 3 drinks on Friday, a couple drinks Saturday, maybe go out once a month, and kind of let my hair down type of thing. It wasn't extreme, but that said, I've noticed my sleep has been insane. I fall asleep within 5 minutes. I sleep like a rock, and I'm waking up at like 4:30, 4 o'clock as soon as my alarm goes off, and I'm ready to go. I use a Whoop band, and before, I would say like Saturday and Sunday, I would never recover. It shows you red, yellow, green as far as recovery goes. I'm in the green like 80-90% of the time now, meaning I'm fully recovered. Before it was probably 50%, because oftentimes I wouldn't fully recover on Saturday, Sunday. That lingered into Monday, but my sleep has been insane. I've never slept this well in a long time. Um, Another huge change that I've noticed is like gut health. I thought it was normal. I've shared this personally as far as 5 or 6 years ago. My struggles with like acid reflux and having to, cut certain foods out, make some lifestyle changes and such. But um, I would always kind of have like stomach growling constantly and things like that, especially on the weekends. And that's completely gone away. I don't have any bloating. My stomach feels tight. My digestion, my bowel movements, not to get too graphic, have been on point. Um, and like my gut health and my digestion is 10 out of 10. That might be the biggest difference that I've noticed here in just a couple months. My energy's been unreal. It's almost been too much. I'm too amped up at times. But for some of you that have followed me a while on social media and such, like obviously our clients come first, my employees, myself, and I always kind of put social media on the back burner because after having 6-7 calls a day, having calls with my employees, I just really didn't have the energy to be posting on social media much. But that's probably what you've seen is I've been much more active on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. And it's just because now I have this insane amount of energy. I feel like the Energizer Bunny. And not only that, there's been I think it's energy as far as just like how your body feels as well. Recovery from workouts. It used to be, you'd push hard for 4 days and you drink a little bit and your body wouldn't recover. So I always feel stiff. I'd feel sore. I feel really, really, really good. I've noticed a huge change in my energy. Kind of similar to that, my workouts have been insane. I'm getting to the gym early, so I'm not like rushing workouts anymore because I'm sleeping well. I have no problem getting up. You know, I'm banging out 60, 90 hour and 20 minutes, hour 2 hour workouts. Now I know this is my career and I have time for that. I'm not saying you have to spend that much time in the gym, but I happen to be one of those crazy people that love training hard and spending time in the gym, and my workouts have been like on point. I'm doing a lot of cardio because I love it. I'm getting back into reading again because when I do 45 minutes or an hour on the Stairmaster, I'm reading off my Kindle. So it feels good to like read again. Um, yeah, my workouts have just went from, average, above average to 10 out of 10 here. The other thing I will tell you too is the mental clarity that I have. The way that I'm thinking, the way that I'm speaking, the way that I'm talking is much different than it was 3 or 4 months ago. I compare it to, like, if any of you have noticed, one big thing for me when I got the Dirty C in the fall of 2020, I felt sick for like one day, but I noticed I had this really bad like mental fog for 2 or 3 weeks where I'd just be speaking and then I'd lose my train of thought or get easily distracted or forget people's name. It was really weird. It really like freaked me out. That was the worst symptom I had as far as like, feeling fine. I felt fine, but I noticed that. So I think what happened is I became more conscious and aware of mental clarity and focus and just how your brain is operating. And I've noticed over the last couple months, I'm so clear, like the mental clarity, and like I said, the way that I speak, the my thoughts are more positive. I've just noticed a lot between my ears has certainly improved as well. Um, Another big one is financially. Like you don't stop and think about it. I remember when I lived in like Chicago. You go out and have a couple drinks and you get food. I mean, you're dropping 100 easily. I mean, and especially if you're going a night out, if you're like bar hopping and stuff. I mean, you're spending a couple hundred bucks. Now, that's when I lived in Chicago. Depending on what city you live in, like in Iowa, you can get a beer for $2 or $3 at a local watering hole. So it's different. But I have just noticed, like looking, I stay on top of my bank accounts and what I'm investing, and I just noticed like it's more than normal, just because I'm not spending a couple $100s a month on alcohol, and sometimes decisions that you make when you're drinking. I mean, not that it was anything crazy, but I was talking to a client who, like on Fridays and Saturdays when she's divorced and has joint custody of the kids, she would sometimes like get into the wine and then start going on a shopping spree on like Friday night after payday, right? Where she probably wouldn't have done that if she was sober. So, yeah, just you eat better, not drinking and stuff, so you don't eat out as much. Like I don't have really, any interest in going to a bar to 2 a.m. and stuff and blowing that money. So I have noticed that, and I've noticed with clients over the years and stuff as well. I mean, I think definitely, depending on how much you were going out and such. I mean, I think, conservatively, you're going to save a couple hundred a month. I've noticed for me, it's been more than that. Um, the final thing that I'll say here is like my skin. I've noticed, just drinking a little bit. Obviously, alcohol dehydrates you. I've noticed my skin looks much better. I'm not as dehydrated. I've never really had oily skin. I've always kind of had dry skin, and then when you drink a little bit, it pulls the water out of you, leaving your skin kind of dehydrated. I've just noticed like my skin just it's better over the last couple months. So that's why I made that decision as it speaks today. Like I don't really think I need alcohol to live an awesome life. You think of like all your sacrifice and to be sober, and I'm like, look at all I've gained. There's really nothing that I think positive comes out of it. And I just never thought I'd be a person that just gave it up. Like I didn't really think it was a big deal, but like it was a catalyst, but because I don't want to. I had a call with a client that she kind of broke down and told me that she's struggling with drinking, and like I've said before, I never want a client to do something that I haven't done personally myself. Usually, many times over, where it comes to investing in yourself or trying this or doing that, I want to lead the way and be a leader and lead the path. So I told her like, hey, if you're willing to commit to this, I'm willing to be there right beside you. Um, and yeah, like it's been easy for me. I know it's not for everybody, but these are the differences that I've noticed. And just to recap, like my sleep is amazing, my gut health, my energy's crazy, my workouts and training sessions have been so much better. The mental clarity that I have, the amount of money that I'm saving. And I think too, with the more energy, having your own business. So if you're in sales, if you're in real estate, you're a financial advisor, anybody that controls their own income, like when your energy increases, your mental clarity increases, your gut health, you're not bloated, your sleep improves. I mean, you're gonna make more money because of that, right? Like, you're not gonna make less when you're showing up better. So I think not only do you save money, but I think you're making more as well I've noticed those changes. Mental clarity, money, and skin. So I just wanted to share that. I know this got a little bit long-winded, but I'm sure there's one or two people out there that have considered, cutting it out completely out of their life, either, forever or just a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I would just say if you have drank a little bit and you've questioned maybe whether it's a problem or if it's holding you back in life, just start with a couple weeks because I started to notice these changes in like 2 or 3 weeks. And like I said, I was only drinking one or two nights a week, but I think as you get older, it lingers for a couple days. Even when you're drinking 2 or 3 nights a week, I mean, it probably impacts 4 or 5 days out of your week. So I was always wondering why, like, Monday, Tuesday usually wasn't as productive. Then Wednesday, Thursday, I was, firing on all cylinders, but then I'd crash again come like Friday because, I had a couple drinks again. So if it's something you're battling, if your health and fitness is really important to you and it's something that you want to test and kind of optimize, and you've gave it some thought, I would just, yeah, give yourself like a couple weeks, cut it out for 2 or 3 weeks, and see if you notice any of these changes. Because like for me, I didn't go into it like, I was just like trying to help a client and wanted to clear the path for her and be there to support her and stuff every week. Like, hey, did you drink this week? And she said no, and she's like, did you drink? And I'm like, no. So I wanted to be there for her, and like here's where we are, 2.5 months later, right? I didn't plan on this happening, but just when I've seen these positive changes and every aspect of my life is getting better, it just motivates me, inspires me to keep going. So if you're on the fence about it, or if it's something that you've thought about, or if your drinking's like been a problem, again, I'm not a counselor. Like if you truly like need professional help, go seek a professional. I'm not saying that, but if you're somebody who's kind of like me, like do I really need to drink? Like would my life be much different? I feel like sometimes I probably drink too much for the wrong reasons. Give it a shot. I highly would recommend trying it for a couple weeks. Assess things like how is your sleep, how's your energy, where's your weight at, how's your mental clarity, how's your skin, how's your gut health, and just kind of like see in a couple weeks if things have improved. And if not, go back to drinking casually once in a while. Or you might experience something like me where it's like, whoa, like this exponential breakthrough in all areas of your life, and you might never touch this stuff again. I don't know. But I just wanted to share my thoughts and what I've noticed, and then give you the data so you can make a decision yourself and see where it takes you. So hopefully that was helpful. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.